In this video, we're going to be going over the 6 reasons as to why you're not having consistent deal flow. The first reason you aren't getting deals is coming down to your belief system. There's a big difference between an investor who truly believes in their craft, believes that they're worthy for getting deals, truly understands their product, and someone who doesn't necessarily think they're worthy of getting deals. Someone who has a deficiency in understanding on how to get a deal. They're going to think very differently when they go into an appointment. So we have to be growing ourselves as a person. Not just making a goal saying, hey, I want to do 1 deal a month or 5 deals a month or 50 deals a month. You truly have to become the person that attracts 1 deal a month or 5 deals a month or 50 deals a month. Well, that's easy to just say, become the person that attracts those deals. How do you tactfully do that? For me, it's come down to I have changed fundamentally as a person by adopting a morning routine. Now, I don't think that morning routine has to be rigid, and I don't necessarily think it has to be in the morning. You just need to develop a plan that you can stick with, be consistent, and find some time during the day to where you're pouring into yourself, bettering yourself as a person, bettering yourself as an entrepreneur, and truly adopting the mindset that you believe in what you're doing. And it's all well and good to just say, hey, believe and you're gonna start getting deals, but that's not necessarily true. There's some tactful things that you can do to aid yourself in the process of starting to believe in yourself more. So how do I plant belief in myself? Well, over the last several years, I've implemented a morning strategy that allows me to get my mind in the right place before I even start real estate activities. So in the morning, I wake up, immediately make my coffee, and I get out my Bible. I am a believer, and I get into the Word. And it says that I was created in God's image, and because of that, I'm able to learn certain truths about myself, and I get away from believing lies about myself. So in the morning, I'm immediately filling myself with positivity, with gratitude, what my Creator says about me. I don't adopt what the world says about me, I look at truths. But this isn't something that you can just roll over one day and start believing. This is something that you have to do consistently. I do this 365 days a year. But it doesn't just stop with reading the Bible. I'm also reading other self-help books, things on leadership, things on entrepreneurship, lead generation, things on sales. I'm just trying to create small habits that can make me 1% better a day. As the old statistic goes, if you get 1% better a day, for the 365 days in a year, you actually get 37 times better as a person or an entrepreneur. So if you do that every day, there's just no way over a year you're not going to have more belief in yourself that you can become the real estate investor that does the amount of deals you want to per month. Now, the second thing that's preventing you from doing deals is going to hurt some feelings, and that's for those of you that have become a content warrior. What is a content warrior? We've all gone into mentorships or different masterminds, or perhaps you're just going through YouTube and you're just watching every little piece of content that you can. You're getting that little dopamine fix that gets you excited about learning something. And of course, we're always wanting to learn. But those of you that are struggling to do deals, you're watching way too much content on the daily. One day, you're watching about fix and flipping. The next day you're watching about infinite banking. The next day you're talking about developing something from the ground up. You're just all over the place. And I see in different forums and Facebook groups, someone that says, hey, I'm looking to do my first deal. What should I be doing? And then 6 months down the road, they're saying the exact same thing. All the while, I know for a fact they're watching every live video in their mentorships, they're watching everything in the vault, and they're not actually internalizing things at a deep level. They're doing things at 1,000 miles wide and an inch deep instead of really focusing on a topic and doing a foot wide and a mile deep. Guys, the good thing about real estate is there's a lot of different ways to make money, but that can also be a curse when you're new. You've really got to decide, what am I going to get good at? What am I going to really focus on? And what am I going to become a master of? You don't just want to be that Renaissance man that's just decent at a bunch of different things. You really want to specialize on that one thing, be really good at it. And once you are truly a master of it, maybe then you start bolting on other aspects to the business. So stop sitting in front of your computer. Stop just watching videos. That's just preventing you from taking action. If you're not taking action on stuff, you're not having conversations with sellers. You're not going to get contracts on houses, and you're not going to make the money. Every week, try to choose maybe a handful of videos on the topic that you want to be a master of. Take notes, try to implement those into your business. If you're just watching to watch, you're not making yourself as a person any better, and you're definitely not making your business any more money. The third reason that you're not getting consistent deals is you're straight up not doing enough marketing. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've gotten DMs that have said something like, "Hey, Michael, I've wanted to implement your niche strategy. It seems awesome. I actually went out and knocked 10 doors and I'm not getting any deals. I guess it's not for me." Or, "Hey, Michael, I sent out 50 texts to different people in pre-foreclosure. I haven't gotten a contract. I guess this is just not my thing to do." There's this old story about podcasters wanting to get Seth Godin, the popular author, onto their podcast. One of the first things that he would do to decide if that podcast was worthy is look to see if they had 100 episodes. He thought that if they had done 100 episodes, that they had been persistent long enough and that they truly cared about the growth of their podcast. So same thing is true with your marketing. I actually did a YouTube video recently where I reached out to a seller 117 times. That first 116 times, they did not answer. If I had given up on that 116th time and didn't reach out that 117th time, I wouldn't have realized that at $75,000 in profit. This game takes persistence. You can't just do a little bit at something and think you're going to get a result. And by doing those things over and over and over, you figure out who you are as a salesperson. You figure out your messaging. You figure out how to speak to sellers in a way to where you make them feel comfortable. You cannot just do a little bit and expect a big result. Really decide what type of marketing you're going to do. Is it going to be door knocking, postcards, sending texts, video messages? Any of these things, they all work. You've just got to commit to a large amount of it and keep going until you get that result. And while I'm on marketing, you can't go where everyone else goes. Everyone else is going to ListSource or these big bulk data companies and sending out to high equity homeowners. You've got to go where other people aren't. That's why I teach niche. I teach people not just to go direct to seller, I teach people to go direct to motivation. And by targeting those niche lists, you're going to be where other people aren't. Is it easy to put together all those systems? Of course not. You've got to be willing to do the things that other people aren't wanting to do so that you can buy houses at discounts that no one else can. Number 4 is a big one, and it's delegation. For years, I was the solopreneur. I was the one swinging the hammer, doing the work on the houses. I was the acquisition person. I was the transaction coordinator. I was the one trying to find money for the houses. I was trying to figure out utilities. I was trying to sell the houses. I was doing everything. I was wearing all the hats. Guys, if you want to scale a company, you cannot be wearing all of the hats. Because just imagine this picture. You've acquired a home and you're doing all the renovations on it. Well, while you're doing all the renovations on it, you're not doing all the other tasks in the company. And then once you finish all the renovations, you then sell it. Let's say you sell the house and you made a good profit. Awesome. But now you're unemployed. You don't have another product to work on. This is why you end up having that income roller coaster to where sometimes it's going really well, sometimes it's not. Maybe you can do 1 or 3 deals a month, which you can earn a great income doing that. But you're going to be frustrated because, like I said, the income is going to look like this. In order to get that consistent 5 to 10 deals a month, you're going to have to start building out a team. You're going to have to hire a transaction coordinator. You're going to have to hire someone that deals with the finances. You're going to have someone that finds deals, and you're going to have someone that's managing your properties. It takes a team to win. So figure out where your strengths are. Maybe it's in acquisitions. Great. You don't have to hire out for that. Start backfilling into other positions. That way you can focus on your genius. It took me over 5 years to make that first hire. Don't wait that long. You're hampering your growth by thinking that you have to do everything. The 5th reason that you're not getting deals consistently is that you don't have a skills stack that allows you to make decisions quickly. For instance, I have a friend here in the Kansas City market that does deals. He's actually pretty good at generating leads. He'll go out to the house, talk to the seller, but he doesn't know how to run comps, and he doesn't know how to estimate repairs. So at the end of that appointment, when there's an opportunity to sign the deal, he ends up saying, well, let me go back to my contractor, let me look at the comps, and I'll get back to you. Time kills deals. You've got to learn those skills of comping houses, knowing what the ARV is, figuring out what are those estimate on repairs. What are other buyers paying in that area? You've got to know your product up, down, left, and right. That way, when an opportunity presents itself, you know it's an opportunity. Guys, if you put all that effort into finding a motivated seller, you're in that living room, you're having a great conversation, you're really connecting with them, and then you're not locking that deal up on the spot, you are leaving deals on the table. You've got to develop that skills stack. Learn how to comp, estimate repairs. Learn how to find buyers that you can shop deals out to and get estimates before the appointment even starts. If you can develop those skills to make quick decisions, you're going to see an uptick in your deals per month. And number 6 is perhaps the most important. You're not doing deals because you're not surrounding yourself with a community of investors that have already done it or are already on the path to do it. One of the best things I've ever done is invest into masterminds and to groups to where there are people that are so much ahead of me. There are people that are doing 300, 500, 1,000 deals in their market. And what does that do? Does it make me the investor that's capable of doing that immediately? Of course not. But it unlocks that thing in my brain that makes me pursue it and helps me start brainstorming on how could I become the person that does that. And you can network with those people and see what their tactics are and see what their mistakes were and figure out all the things that's enabled them to become the person and the leader that can have a company that is that successful. And that's what we're building here at Niche. We're building a community of people all over the country that are going direct to motivation, solving problems for sellers, and elevating their business to where they can have a life-changing amount of impact and have a life-changing amount of revenue that can take care of themselves and their families and everyone in their ecosystem of their business. If you'd like to join the Niche community, follow the free Facebook group, Niche Real Estate with Michael Franke. I'm going to put all kinds of different trainings and different Q&As and different ways to get over some of the limiting beliefs that you have in terms of deal acquisition. There are people that are watching my content, involving themselves in the Facebook group that are having 6-figure months, sometimes $250,000 months, just because they're watching the content. Guys, we are going to figure out this together as a community, how to get you results. And not just sporadic results, consistent results month after month that creates a business that's sustainable. So let's just recap these 6 different things that's holding you back from getting deals. Number 1, you have to develop the belief in yourself that you are worthy of doing these deals and you are capable of doing it. Develop a morning routine. Really figure out how to get 1% better a day as an investor, and you will see a big uptick in your results. Number 2, stop watching your screen so much. Don't be a content warrior. Of course you need to learn. That's a big part of improving as an investor. But don't just sit there all day long, 4, 6, 8 hours a day being a professional content watcher. You can get all the information up in your brain and really understand it, but if you're not out in the field taking action, you're not going to get deals. Focus on a small subset of information, really take action on that, and start getting deals, and then you can bolt on other information afterward. 3, don't underestimate how much marketing you have to do. You've really got to get out there, really get in the reps. Don't think you can just do a small little snippet and get a result. You're going to have to do more than you think. Get that in your mind and truly accept that that's okay and it's going to take time. Number 4 is delegate. Make sure you're building a team around you that you can backfill all the responsibilities you don't want to do so that you can focus on your zone of genius. Number 5, develop all the skills that can enable you to make fast decisions. Know how to comp, know how to estimate repairs, know who your buyers are beforehand. Really develop those skills, make decisions quick, and you'll be able to get deals. And the last one, really get involved with a community. It doesn't have to be the niche community, but find a group of people that are trying to go where you want to go or they're already there. Really align yourself with them, get to know them, know their business, and get involved in a community that's going to get you results. Hopefully these 6 different things have really got your mind going, given you some ideas on how you could improve your business. You don't have to do all of them at once. You can't. Focus on one thing, try to improve 1% better a day, and like I said, at the end of the year, you're gonna be 37 times better than you were. Hopefully this has been valuable. Like, subscribe, see you on the next one.